Hi, everyone. This is Zach from HR technology and consulting company Elgin LLC, and I am joined by Ali, a professional services architect from Snaplogic.
Hi, everyone.
Let's jump right in and start talking about people analytics. So in this demo, we're going to show you an automation pipeline that demonstrates what we consider to be a foundational capability for people analytics. And so we're going to be using Snaplogic to track all of the employee metadata changes that happen day to day inside of your organization. So we're talking about manager changes, employee transfers, promotions, title changes, contact information change, really anything that you can think of related to an employee that might change during their tenure at your business. So from the point of acquisition, through promotions, through performance reviews, all the way to the point where they either retire or exit the company and start doing something else. So to do that, we're going to be pulling information from Workday, run a series of evaluations and checks, store any changes, including the reason a change has happened, along with when it happened inside of a digital data store, in this case, Snowflake. And then we'll use that to show you the type of people analytics capability, including dashboarding, that unlocks. And we'll do that using a sample from Google Data Studio. So ultimately, all of this is going to unlock a power to do automated reporting, those data visualizations, predictive analytics, including machine learning. And so it's going to save you a ton of time. I mean, we're talking about, hundreds or thousands of hours, depending on the size of your organization and the complexity, tens of thousands or $100,000 or more per year, plus any of the additional benefits you get from actually being able to focus on the things that you need to focus on, which is actually putting into action any types of insights that are surfaced up from the analytics models that we're putting into place. So Ali, I'm going to kick it to you. I think we're starting off in Workday and walking through a contact change for an employee.
Sure. Yep, definitely. So here we have a sample employee, Isabel, our CEO. And so what we're going to do is modify her work email address. And then Snaplogic will pull that information from Workday, run a series of validations, pass that over to the Snowflake SCD2 snap, slowly changing dimension type 2. And ultimately, the Snowflake table will track the change. It will contain the latest employee record containing the latest email address, and the record will also indicate what has been modified. So let's get right to it. So I'm going to go to her personal data, change contact information, and I will find email address. Here we are. So I'm going to add her first name to her email address. Right now it's Arguio. I'm going to change that to Isabel. Or I'll have it start with her first name of Isabel within the email address. I'm going to click submit. Okay, so the change has been submitted. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to run this Snaplogic pipeline. Basically, what's happening is information from Workday is getting pulled. And basically, the first name, last name, email address, phone number, as well as a wide variety of other information tied to that employee is getting retrieved from Workday. And then it's getting passed over to the Snowflake SCD2 snap. So here you will indicate the unique key for the records. So that in this case, employee number. You will also indicate the checksum value. And basically, this checksum value will change once an employee's record has been changed. And this allows you to keep track of changes based on this key, this checksum key. In addition, additional audit fields are within the table, such as the record create field, record end date field, whether the record is the current record. In other words, the current record contains the latest pieces of information, or if it's a historical row. So if it's a historical row, the current flag field will be false. Otherwise, if it is the current row, which the current row has the latest information, the value will be true. Okay, so we see the pipeline has executed, and now let's go over to Snowflake. So here, before running the Snaplogic pipeline, Isabel Arguello only had one record. And so this is the record that she had populated. So if you notice, work email is the old email address, right? So now, and also like if we actually go to current flag is also true, as you can see. So this is a snapshot of what Isabel's record looked like before I ran the Snaplogic pipeline. So now let me rerun the Snowflake query. So we should see two records, as we do see now, right? So if you notice, the old record had her old email address. The new record has her new email address, the one I just inputted earlier, just now within Workday. So scrolling to the right, if you notice, current flag for this latest record is true. It has been switched to false for her old record. And then scrolling further to the right, we see record change reason is email. And this indicates that the email address field has been modified. Now, if more than one field has been modified, you will still see that here separated by commas. For example, if Isabel's last name changed in addition to her email, you will see email, comma, last name, indicate both of those fields have been modified. So going back to the Snaplogic pipeline, we have the information getting upserted to Snowflake. And ultimately, this information can be utilized in a dashboard to give a visual representation of your snapshot of employees in your organization.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's awesome. So we're looking at a Google Data Studio build in this case. Could certainly do it in your visualization tool of choice. So Tableau or Power BI, whatever you wanted to use. But we're looking at employee changes over time. We can see how the composition of employees have changed, the locations they're currently in, so also like a top of stack snapshot. And that current flag Oli was talking about makes that really easy because all we need to do is find all the records that are true, where current flag equals true, and we can see top of stack for any changes that have happened to see real time, this is what your organization looks like. But what's really important is that this table is just the beginning. So the idea is to use these set of metadata changes to power data enrichment activities with other data sources. So with your financial data, with your time and attendance data, so here we're looking at overtime and total wages. That's not information that's readily available inside of just a human resources. And you might need to pull that from a secondary source to kind of bring that data set together to give you a holistic understanding of what's going on. And at Elgin, we take pride in being able to do that. We have a standard vetted model that allows you to join your survey data, your employee data, your business operations data, finance data, time and attendance data, any homegrown applications that you might have that you use, even Google spreadsheets or Excel spreadsheets. We can use the power of Snaplogic to bring all that together and give you a look at what's going on with your workforce. And that's a really powerful capability. One, because it saves you a lot of time and a lot of money in terms of understanding at a high level what's even going on with your organization. For most organizations, for most businesses, the highest recurring operational expense that they incur is their labor. And yet, most businesses don't have a very good idea about what's driving those operational costs. We help you understand the factors that are going into driving those costs, and then also provide you with insights and levers to pull to help control those costs or to drive activity in a certain direction based on whatever your organizational needs are. So this is something that ultimately will lead into advanced analytics, statistical analysis, regression analysis, and then machine learning, giving you a way to more reliably forecast and actually sort of control those primary elements related to cost. So it's not just about this is a termination rate, this is a hire rate, this is a promotion rate. We're going to take it up, 1, 2, 3 different levels and talk about overall career motility and the survivability probability for one of your employees. How likely is it that tomorrow is going to be the day that they give you their 2 weeks notice? You need to know that, and you need to know if that's someone who's a high performer where you might see a whole lot of business disruption if they leave. So really just the tip of the iceberg in terms of overall capabilities. But what we just walked through with you inside of Snaplogic, showing you that core data change over time, those metadata captures, that is the cornerstone and foundation for everything else that you're going to be doing. So that on its own saves you a ton of time, saves you a ton of money, but it really unlocks an extremely powerful capability at the strategic level, including driving metrics and analytics that people care about all the way up to the C-suite level. So we'll go ahead and call it there. If you are ready to go ahead and learn how to automate, streamline, and save while turning your people data into an insights generator, reach out to Snaplogic and Elgin LLC today. We're standing by. Happy to hear from you. Thanks for watching.